I'd read that the people in the photo, especially the person in the middle, is surprisingly, he's a judge. His name is Sir Honor. He's a judge, and I think it's from Oxfordshire in England. And the woman to the right is his wife, and the gentleman to the left has he's Sir something, but it didn't sound really. It sounded like one of those fake titles that you had, when the English empire started to kind of crumble. There was a lot of titles just handed out. People could purchase them. People could, they were handing them out pretty much. Lost its currency. So I'm not quite sure the importance of the gentleman on the left. I'm not trying to, belittle what he's done. It just wasn't clear to me. The other one in the middle is clearly a judge. He's sitting, and that's why I like, you see it. This is his courtroom too. He's going to judge what lives and dies. He is, and I see her, his wife, kind of the stenographer. I'm sure if you put rolled up one of those stenographer machines, she would just start typing away and documenting. And again, he's making judgment. He will decide. And then to the left, now just taking that, maybe he's a bailiff. I can see the guy functioning as his bailiff. He could protect his courtroom. And I can see here very clearly, they're waiting for. It actually said it was a pheasant hunt, so this could have been, this couple here hunting their Christmas pheasant. It could have been before Christmas. Maybe what the animals were smelling before was last Christmas in this woman's fur jacket, and maybe that's why they don't have much luck, because they're smelling last year's pheasant, probably from the same forest here, and they're more the wise of it, right? And the only thing varying here, they're very predictable. These two is the maybe the bailiff. The bailiff at previous Christmases may not have been this gentleman. I mean, he may be new. I'm not sure, but he's there to do his job. They're there to judge. What will be right from this Christmas pheasant. He's seeing prospects. The other gentleman is looking up more into the sky. I don't know if the judge, if his staring at the pheasants, maybe catching their eye, is causing them to actually fly higher. Maybe he should be a little bit more careful in staring down the animals. And I would also caution her too, even though she's giving more of a side look at them. I think he's kind of sitting there giving away his intent. They're not going to come like feed out of his hand. But again, some of that I can't tell, because if you look, he's holding this kind of bird whistle in his hand. He's probably very adept with the bird whistle, and he can seduce them to come in. And I think I'm not sure with the woman. She seems to be holding a long stick. It's not clear what she's doing. Maybe she's just protecting her husband, to let people know this is the line, and here, this is where she draws his line of safety. And then the bailiff, obviously, clearly, anything, if any animal comes close to that line, he has to take care of it. Even if the judge has not judged that animal to be condemned, if it rushes the pole, it's all fair game to the bailiff. He knows that. That's why clearly he was brought on the hunt. He knows the rule of the court. So that reminds me of most of what I have here. I do want to just note one other thing. It's kind of a postscript to our video here. Is that none of them are wearing, none of them have binoculars, which I think is very interesting. I mean, you had they're clearly available then. But what I sense is that a judge is really, they tend to have to focus on the detail and the circumstances of what's going on in their courtroom. And I guess they sense that, and I have the same feeling. When you bring binoculars up to your eyes, and Now you've improved your sight, out in the field. You can see farther away, but everything up close, you become blind to everything up close. It puts you in a very vulnerable situation. You still are hearing the sounds that are close. So it gives it's binoculars. There was a period where they felt they added more danger to the hunting, because once you pull those binoculars to your eye, an animal could rush up out of you, let's say out of the shrubs, and attack you, and you wouldn't know. You'd be looking down the field and thinking, "Oh, this is what I see," but wait a second, now all of a sudden you're being beaten by an animal, and so it seems smart. Sometimes we feel that we've kind of conquered the animal kingdom, but actually every improvement we have, whether it's binoculars, whether it's the rifle, all these things, improve things, but they also put us at certain disadvantages as human beings. Binoculars, you lose your peripheral view, and opens you up for attack. Same with the gun. I mean, you put it up, sometimes you're aiming. Again, you're focused on the end of the barrel, losing that peripheral view. Maybe that's what the woman is. She's kind of the spotter. She's there to make sure that when they choose to lose their peripheral view, she's there to keep track of it. I don't know if the hat has part to do with that also, giving her a better ability to focus, keep the peripheral view. Maybe it's very interesting. Maybe it's like she cannot, I have to again commend her on her camouflage. I mean, that's equivalent of the mute button, like what she's done with clothes and fashion in that woods. That's like the mute button. No animal can see her, which probably makes it her being the best person to again guard that close peripheral around her husband and the bailiff. So here's what I'm saying. I mean, it seemed like a simple photo, but I saw more happening here. You have a judge, you have a bailiff, you have his wife, potential stenographer, ready to keep track. Maybe she's just kind of, really in her head. Maybe she has, a photographic memory, and she's just pulling it all together, and she'll type it up at home. But I think this is a courtroom in some respects. I mean, I can't say I'm particularly proud of it. I'm not personally. Hunting, yes, if you need the food. This is a Christmas,